Here at Black Hills Fireplace, we love Traeger grills very much. And if you have one, you know that they are awesome. But what can make them even more awesome is using the right accessories with these pellet grills. So let me show you a few of my favorite accessories that we sell in the store to use with these Traeger grills. The number one favorite accessory of mine is just simply the folding front shelf. It goes up and down in the front, so it allows you to put the cover on. But once you have it up, it's pretty invaluable if you're carrying around a tray of meat, taking stuff on and off the grill. To have this much space right here, right in front of it to put stuff on and off when your hands are full is super valuable. This is a little good space to use for that, but if you got the tray, it's worth the investment. You can pick one up for between $60 and $80 depending on what kind of pellet grill you have, but that's for sure the number one accessory I would say to buy for one of these. The next accessory is going to be right here. The liners along with the bucket. This is a drip bucket that you hang on the side of the Traeger that allows you to catch all the drippings from the meat so it's not getting your concrete floor or your deck super dirty with all that fat dripping. But not only do you want to have the tin, you're going to want to have the liners that come with it too, because you don't want to be cleaning this out when it's super dirty and gunky. You want to be able to just pull one of these liners out of it once you're using it, pull it right out, be able to throw it away. The next accessory that you should buy is right here. This is a magnetic spice rack, or really a rack that you can put anything on, but it magnets right onto the side of your grill on any space, any part of it. And it's just convenient to put whatever you're using. If you're using a spice blend or if you're using a different sauce and you need to have it accessible quickly, having a tray that just magnets right onto the side, super valuable accessory. Next accessory that you're going to want to buy is this one, the Traeger Pellet Sensor. So you are already going to have a probe that's working off of this unit. If you have one of these fancier units, Wi-Fi enabled, etc., it's able to have a sensor inside that'll tell you when your temp is ready or what's going on with the grill. You're also going to want to add on one of these pellet sensors, which will tell you if you're away and letting it smoke, if the level of your pellets inside the hopper is low or not. Because if the pellets run too low, fire goes out in this, you're going to be a bit of time without flame on your food. You don't want to leave it out like that for too long. So you want to be able to have a way to know if your pellets are getting too low when you're not around. Good accessory to have. Next accessory you're going to want to put to your Traeger is this, the meat injector. Very nice to have. Not everybody needs to use the meat injector, but if you're doing a brisket or something that tends to get dried out when you're cooking it for a long time, you're going to want to inject that meat with the liquid first so that it stays nice and moistened throughout the entirety of the cook, whether you're wrapping it halfway or not. Having some kind of injector for your meats, good accessory. Now, something that's super handy when you're grilling, speaking of moisturizing the meats, having drippage and all that, is you're going to want to use this, the drip tray liners. Your Traeger already has a drip tray in it. All the drippings will slope downward into that bucket that we showed you. Your drippings are going to come out of the grill, but that thing over time is going to get super dirty and hard to clean. If you just buy some of these very cost-effective aluminum liners, then when it's time to clean them, when you've gotten a lot of use out of that tray, you just simply remove it and throw it away. You don't have to worry about the mess anymore. You put a new one on for your next smoke. Now, speaking of prep work, there's a handy accessory we like to use to prep your meat before you even put it on the grill. You're going to be working in the kitchen, you're going to be working with raw meat, different juices are going to be flowing all over your counter. You're going to want to contain those. So you're going to want to use this, the BBQ Prep Tub. It's really nice. I'm not going to take it out of the package, but it actually folds up. It can be used as a cutting board, but the sides fold up to contain your juices. When you're marinating, a lot of that juice is going to come out of the meat. Depending on how long you're marinating for it, you're going to want to contain it to be able to add it back onto the meat. So to be able to prep in one of these and then use it kind of like a laundry basket to carry out to your grill and contain all that juice, it's going to help you out quite a bit. Now for pellet management, what you're going to want to use for sure to keep them nice, stored well, to keep them in good shape from getting wet. If they're not going to be in here, you're going to want to keep them in one of these, the Traeger Stay Dry container. which is designed to keep your pellets from getting wet, from bugs getting into them, from any kind of contaminants getting into your wood pellets. You don't want anything but wood burning in your hopper with your auger. So if you store your pellets in something like this, it's got a nice sealable storage, make sure that your pellets stay protected. Now, lastly, a handy item, not maybe necessarily something that you have to have, but something that's a lot easier, especially when you're smoking larger pieces of meat, is this last accessory, the Traeger sauce mop, which is simply just a way to mop your brisket with whatever you're using. If you're using some kind of sauce blend, some kind of vinegar blend, you're needing to spritz it every once in a while, being able to just use a little mop, super handy. Use it only for that. You don't have to use any of your good kitchen items or go out and buy anything fancy. You don't have to use a household mop. It's a mop specifically for meats. So that's our favorite accessories for the Traeger. Lastly, when you have all this stuff, it's great, but you want to protect your grill. You want to make sure that the finish on this grill stays nice and clean, stays protected amongst the elements in seasons that you're not using it. You're going to for sure want to buy this last item right here. One of these covers. You're going to want the Traeger cover for your grill. You can see how mine is somewhat worn, and that's okay. It's better that the wear be on the cover than on your finish. So in seasons that you're not going to be using it, if you live in a place where it's cold winters like we do, you might still use the Traeger. It'll work just fine during the winter, but you're not going to want to leave it out in rain or snow, especially when you're trying as much as possible to avoid moisture from getting into the hopper with the pellets. You're going to want to make sure you invest in a simple cover. These, again, are not very expensive. It's worth it to protect the finish of your grill. So those are the accessories we like using for our Traegers. Hopefully you enjoy the same. Leave a comment if you've got a suggestion for another accessory that works well for you. We hope to see you at our next video.